Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548. And we're back.
Yes!
I like this.
The girls got in on it.
So we're going to see if we can get Janice to talk now. So let's talk a little bit about you, how you got into real estate, and how you joined this great team.
Well, actually, I started real estate a few years ago just because I've moved around so many times. So I experienced the good realtors and the not so great realtors, and I said, you know what, we're here for a while. I think I want to.
And the other 90%.
I knew what I liked when the relationships that I had with the good agents. So I felt like I could relate to the home buyers and the sellers, and also get done what they need to as far as communicating and lining things up and being organized in the process.
It's a pretty huge disparity between the good ones and the bad ones, because the good ones, they stay in communication,
Yes.
they're ahead of the game.
Yes.
The bad ones is like, I can't get them on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, the one that really helped me realize how great she was, I mean, we moved to different states and we were still calling her and asking her for help, and even though we had an agent with us.
So now,
you were describing something. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, and I told my kids, and they're talking about owning a business, and my son's like, I'm not going to just own one, Dad. I'm going to own multiple. I'm like, oh, okay, Sparky. But I said, look, being an entrepreneur is nothing more than seeing a problem that you can't stand solving.
Right.
That's what, and you just described that. You're like, I had the experience of dealing with the not so great agents, and I want to fix that.
Right.
So,
yeah, I felt like I could tell a huge difference between the ones that knew how to handle the situations and were more personable versus the ones that were not really in it and kind of doing it part time, or just didn't know a lot about the market or didn't know who to go to. So
yeah, that's one of the challenges I always do with the agents is you should be an expert in the area in which you work. And I always go over there, and you'll be in the Woodlands, and you'll see a 409 area code, and it'll say area specialist. Like, I know you're not. Yeah, I don't need to tell you, but it's incumbent on an agent to understand their market, know their market, and if they're not competent in it, they need to refer it to somebody.
Right.
And I don't go up to the Woodlands to sell. I'm going to refer it to somebody in the Woodlands. And the same as Galveston. I'm not going to Galveston.
Right.
Because they're on another planet down in Galveston.
Yeah.
There's Texas rules and there's Galveston rules. And I was down there yesterday in our office down there, and I always pick on them. But that's a great way to be motivated to do a great job, because you've experienced what a bad job looks like.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Exactly. So you weren't with a team in the beginning, but you're on a team now. How did that happen?
Actually, I knew Rose before she got her license, and I was with another broker, and
That's Brand X.
and she really liked Remax, and we talked anyway. We always kept in communication. And even when she had like things going on with real estate, or I did, we would actually go to open houses together and broker opens and stuff like that together. So she said that she was forming a team with Frank, and she's like, we're having a meeting on this day if you want to come in and meet him and see how it goes. And I wasn't really expecting anything, but we kind of hit it off, I think, because I was only supposed to be there for an hour. I ended up staying the entire day and spending the day with them and going to lunch meetings with them that day.
That ministerial training pays off, doesn't it?
Sure
How to
does.
engage people.
Yeah.
There was instant chemistry with
so-
all three of us, and so it was just made to be, match made in heaven, I guess.
Right. Literally, I was going to be there for an hour, and we were there till actually she ended up leaving before I did.
do you find yourselves counseling a lot with Frank?
Just a little bit.
So let me tell you about these two just a little bit. So I've worked with Rosemarie for the last year and a half, and I have an eye for talent. And it was very obvious to me that she had a lot going on. She really cares about people. She knows the real estate business. When I decided to form a team, I looked around our office. First, we've got over 100 agents. And she immediately rose to the top of the list of people I wanted on my team. I wasn't looking for a mediocre agent or an average agent that I could turn into a good agent. I was looking for a great agent that could be even better together. And Rosemary fit the
We
bill.
need to get some Kleenexes out here.
Yeah.
I told you that's what happens.
and together, you obviously mean the two of them because well, they're pretty inseparable.
But I didn't know that. I didn't even know about Janice.
It's a 2-for-1 package. Yeah.
Well, apparently it was.
Well, I didn't know how it was going to go. I just mentioned it to Frank, and because she was with a different broker, so I just thought, hey, it doesn't hurt to ask. I mean, my motto is the answer is always no until you ask, right?
That's
You
right.
have not
So,
because you
it was
ask
meant
not.
Exactly.
Is that from Yoda?
Yeah.
Well, our plan was I wanted Rosemary to come on board June 1st, which she did, and I told her I want a second team member on board by July 1st, and I ran all kinds of people past her, and every time she was like, oh, yeah, I love that person. Oh, that's a great person. I would work well with them. And that was a validation to me that I had the right person in Rosemary, that she was so flexible, so drama-free, just willing to work and be part of a team. After processing through all those people just in conversation, she says, but you know what? I have this friend who's an awesome real estate agent, and maybe we could talk to her about the opportunity to join our team. And that's when Janice got plugged into the scenario. And by bringing both on them together, we didn't have to worry about team chemistry. I mean, obviously, you can see.
Yeah, we were really excited. We celebrated that night.
Chemistry doesn't do justice.
like oil and water over here. No.
So, it solved all those problems that a lot of people have from the beginning, trying to mesh people together. So it was, they already had the chemistry, so it was very instantaneous bringing this team together.
Well, you can
And we
tell
truly
it and
want
feel
what's
it,
best
yeah.
for each other, so we're willing to help each other
And
out.
that's what a team's supposed to be like. And I see a lot of, in other teams, the teams that don't seem to work or not cohesive ultimately break up.
Yes.
And I've seen it time. I mean, I'm talking about mega producing teams doing $100 million, and they do it for a while, but then there's a lot of discord.
Right.
And then ultimately, they didn't have a common goal or common vision, and they're gone. I know Chris and Joe have seen the same thing out there in the industry. So, so you're fortunate.
Yes, and let me stress for a moment, I think the win-win of having a team, first of all, for the team, we can cover each other. We each have 2 days off each week, and I've insisted.
You mean you have a life?
Absolutely, a life outside real estate, 4 weeks of vacation a year I've insisted on for all of our team members because we really value being healthy, having balance, having other things in our life that we care about and can give time and attention to. But it's also a huge win for our clients because now they really do have 7-day-a-week coverage because we cooperate and cover for each other on days off and on vacations. Our clients don't have to suffer just because we're taking time away for personal priorities and restorative activities. Our clients see no interruption in services.
I like the way you put that, but some of the teams I've seen is where somebody will be the rainmaker, and then they'll pass it off to a team person that does not have a clue who that person is or anything like that. And then, of course, the person who is being serviced all goes, well, wait a minute, I signed up with this person. Why am I dealing with this person?
That's right.
And so, but you've made it such a cohesive team, it's like you're interchangeable parts.
Yes, and we communicate that to our clients from day one, that we take a team approach to everything. And very specifically, Rosemary and Janice are the frontline contacts with all buyers and sellers. And then I'm here in support of them. I enable them to have time away from the business. Or like yesterday,
So
Rosemary
you're an enabler, is what you're telling me.
I'm an enabler, that's right, in the
Okay.
best possible sense. She had multiple closings yesterday and reached out to me and said, Frank, we need to negotiate some repairs on this other transaction that she's the lead on. And so I was able just to step in and take care of that issue while she was busy taking care of other clients.
That is awesome.
And we do support each other. Janice and I, on a deeper level too. She'll say, Rose, come on, you need to take a break. So we'll go work out together, and then we're refreshed. And so it's really nice to have that support. And we're not afraid to ask each other for coverage with our clients. So it really works well.
Yeah. We do remind each other to take breaks.
You hear that, Rob?
and
They actually
stuff.
go work out. It's not, let's go get a drink together.
No, we encourage each other to take breaks.
Well, you're the bad influence. You're the one keep getting those buses that we keep.
You said something, a key point there in the communication aspect of it is that in order to run a great business, it doesn't mean that you have to be doing everything. Right. As long as you communicate to the client what the experience is going to be, and you really communicate that well up front, I think that you find that they're a lot more pliable in working with you and working with a different person. Whereas if it's just a cold handoff, hey, this person randomly called me, I have no idea who they are or anything else.
Right. Yeah, we always stress benefit to the client of our team approach because we have different areas of expertise, sometimes different geographic areas of expertise or transactional expertise, and drawing from that makes us much stronger than any individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you find yourself more listing or more selling agents, or is it a good mix?
Our balance right now is really about half and half.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, and we focus on obtaining listings. As you know, that's where the leverage
That's
is.
the lifeblood of the industry.
But when you get listings, you get buyers, and we love both.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But listings, again, nobody goes online to find a realtor.
That's
they
right.
go online
No.
to find a home.
Find a home, yes.
And so therefore that's why it's so important to make sure that you keep that inventory up and things like that. So
yes.
Janice, what do you enjoy most about real estate?
About real estate, I like interacting with people. I like getting to know people and finding out what they're looking for and making it my goal to, not that it's just, not the challenge, but making it my goal to find what they're looking for and make them happy on one of the biggest purchases that they'll probably ever make.
that is.
So-
and
so-
sometimes they need a little handhold and they get a little nervous on occasion. And
Yeah.
they need somebody that they can feel confident in
Right.
To get them through that transaction. 'Cause
Right, and it feels good to do that for someone.
and we got some changes coming up with CFPB, so I think our value is just going up exponentially because it's going to get a little more difficult to get to the transaction. We don't know what it's going to look like yet,
Yes.
but we know it's going to be different.
Yep.
And the people who are getting educated on that process, even though it's October 3rd now, it's going to be here before we know it.
Sure. Most
Along with the
consumers,
cooler weather, I hope.
people don't even know what CFPB or TRID mean.
Well, I teach a lot of MCE, and one of the first questions I ask before I start the class, and I do a lot of legal and ethics, I ask them, do you know what CFPB is? I promise you, I still get that deer in the headlight look. I'm going, oh my gosh.
But it just emphasizes why buyers and sellers need professional representation, not just from somebody who has a real estate license, but somebody who is a full-time, committed professional who can really provide the guidance they need.
One of my favorite sayings that I stole is that if you think hiring a professional is expensive, hire an amateur.
That's right. That's right.
There's a big difference. I think we're coming
Very
up
true.
against a break here.
Janice, how do people get a hold of you?
They can call me directly, 281-615-1617. And that's my direct mobile number. I keep it with me all the time.
Fantastic. Well, we're definitely coming up against the break. The sponsors need to have their moment in the sun. We will be right back with another fantastic segment with this great crew of folks. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Irresistible force such as you meets an old immovable object like me. You can bet as sure as you live